Today we're looking at the new Deckle Edge Kreator tool from PermaJet. It's an exciting new product that's been brought out with the rising trend of going back to traditional paper edging and creativity. Deckle edging came about during the 19th century when the paper making process meant that there was always a rough edge to the papers. This has now come back to popularity, and we're going to show you how you can create your own Deckle Edge effect image very easily. The new Deckle Edge Kreator tool from PermaJet is made to be 62 centimeters long, giving you the ability to use it with A4, A3, A3 Plus, and A2 papers, which are all the common sizes out there at the moment. It has two edges to it, one much coarser side, which will give you a much more wider spaced edging, and a much finer edge for those more delicate finishes that you're looking for. Ideally, when using the Deckle Edge with papers, it's best to work with softer type cotton rag papers, and certainly not recommended with use with plastic back papers such as gloss, satin, or luster type everyday paper. So now we're going to do a practical demonstration and show how easy it is to create a lovely effect around the edge of your print. So here we have one of our prints. We've just taken off our printer and it's printed on a lovely PermaJet watercolor cotton rag paper. First process is to turn the paper over and start with the edge that you want to work on. Choose whether you want the more coarse side of the effect or the less coarse, the finer side. So on this occasion, we're going to go with the coarse one. And I would recommend that you start, this is all trial and error and a bit experimental depending on what the paper is, but we're going to always recommend that you try and leave at least about 15 millimeters of paper on edge. That will give you enough then to hold and pull and get the effect you're looking for. So with the device laid on top and applying gentle pressure so the paper doesn't move, you grab the top corner of the paper and you pull at a slight angle into the coarse edge of the device. And you don't have to be particularly fast, but what we would say is keep it a constant speed where possible. And you move on to the next side and you continue to repeat the process. What you are looking for is that random finish around the edges, which gives it a more traditional appeal. And if you just play with any paper, it gives you some very interesting results. And voila, as we turn over the print, we get this lovely effect, this is using the coarse finish, as we said. So this is going to give much wider undulations around the edges. What you can then end up doing is taking it to the next level. When you're mounting prints, this is the kind of results you can end up with on a floating mount, for instance, like this one is, and you get a very traditional looking finish on the final result, which you can say is it sort of adds value or gives it that unique antiquity look about it, but certainly it's quite impressive on anybody's wall. We've produced a coarse edge finish print by using the device on the back of the paper. There is another method where you can actually do it from the front. On the printed side, you have to be a little bit more careful with this, obviously, because you've already put ink on the paper this side. But if you lay the device on and doing exactly the same technique and pull from this side, what you'll see is you'll get this more white base of paper exposed, which some people also prefer for their results. It's important when using the device on the front of the paper that you pull at a more constant, slightly faster speed so that you don't expose too much of the white paper base in order to maintain the result you're looking for. So if we just move a bit quicker, you will get that randomness. You may have the odd bit that you have to pull from the other end, but don't worry about that. You are just looking for that really artistic final finish on your result. And there we go. So I hope today that we've enlightened your creativity spark and made you want to try this new device. It's listed on the PermaJet website and is readily available and ready to ship out. The one thing we will add is that when it's in storage, we have also supplied a clever little sleeve that you can hang on your wall and keep it ready for the next time. And there's a little hole there to hang that up, and that's the PermaJet Deckle Edge Kreator tool.